Everybody, I am doing the stamping like it's hot video, and we are stamping through stencils. So I thought I would just show you what I'm doing in real time this time, and then we'll speed up the process of making the page. So I made on my Cricut this background. I believe it was using a Paige Evans cut file. And what I'm going to do is stamp through these little Mickeys with a polka dot stamp. And I did test it out already to see if it worked. And I started with some little polka dots, and I did kind of like how those worked, but it wasn't the look I was going for. So I'm going to do it with the bigger polka dots. And I think I'm just going to do it in the black instead of the red, just to give a kind of fun texture. And this is something you could do anytime you have a stencil. If you wanted to put a pattern through it, is simply stamp. Now this particular stamp pad is getting dry. So what I am actually going to do is switch to a different stamp pad, a little bit wetter, just so I get a slightly better impression. A little bit easier on me. Now I did get my foam stamping pad out just because it does make it easier, because I am going through paper, so it is giving a little bit of a resist. I'm also not being too precious with where the polka dots end up, so I'm having some overlap. All of that's just going to add to the fun and the reveal when we take the stencil off. So this is just a fun way to extend what you're doing with your stamps and your stencils, really. You'll see a few other approaches to stamps and stencils, but this is the one that I thought would be the most fun. Notice I did make my own stencil. If you had a stencil, you could do this. I think it works really well with bigger, full shapes. But just imagine if I had a floral stamp and I wanted to do that. The other thing is, if I had and I do have, Mickey shaped stamp, and I wanted to do it through a floral or through a stripe. Just a lot of fun ways that you could approach this project. Okay, see a little. I think that's good. I'm really liking how all of this has turned out. That one's gonna have a little bit more than the others. So now let's slowly do the reveal. And what we have are some polka dot Mickeys. Love how that turned out. Give me a second and I'll show you how I'm going to use these on a page. Thanks. Okay, so I'm back. This is the page that we are working with. I have a set of papers. I'm going to be doing this, and then I'm going to go get my picture and put the picture down. Now this is a 4x6 picture. I'm going to try to cut it down to 4x4 as much as I can. I'm going to just close that up so I can use my trimmer. So about as small as I could get it was 4.5 by 4, but I think that's going to be okay. Happens to be one of the last pictures in this album. But look at that. I think that's super fun. The Dream Big's going to go straight in that corner. Let's put this together. So I like how the stamped through stencils just kind of add a little bit of color and a little bit of fun. You can kind of tell that they're Mickeys, but it's just adding just a little bit. You could do other things with this technique, but I did just want to show you the way I tended to use it. And I am using scraps. This is my album that I'm doing for my weekly memories. So that's why you're seeing a different size here. And I tend to just use the flat embellishments for this. Okay, got a little room over here. First, we'll stamp the date. Perfect. Then we'll look at what I pulled out to use. We'll definitely use Say Cheese. And Magical. That's probably the good from there. Let's see if there's any other cute things in this, and then we'll call this a page. Here for the food doesn't really work. Oh, I would love to use this castle. I might end up putting the castle and let's restamp the date. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna pop those out. Good news is we can just restamp that date. It's not gonna make any difference. And only you guys and me will know that the date is underneath there. Perfect. Fun. Anything else that was in that? What did I do with all of those? Oh, they're there. I was like, oh dear. You don't want to pack your bags. I think this might be good enough. Because all the rest of this is either big or it's a sentiment we already have. So there you go. There is my layout. This is my polka dot Mickeys, which I know you can't see a lot of it, but a lot of times when you do things like stamping or mixed media, you end up covering it up, but you know it's there. So anyway, thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoyed this Stamp It Like It's Hot. I will see you next time. Bye-bye.